Hello, hello, and I'm here to talk to you about two main events. The one, the UFC 21 that just actually passed this past Saturday, and the upcoming, my prediction for UFC Fight Night, I believe it's 22, coming up this Saturday. Correct me if I'm wrong on those numbers. So real quick, let's talk about what happened in this last past Saturday. And I'm a few days late, but still want to get my little 2 cents in because of all that controversy. And plus, I did actually make a prediction on the main event. I told you have to follow me everywhere on all mediums. So again, subscribe everywhere: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, all of that, so you can get all of my predictions. So I chose Leon Edwards to beat Belal Muhammad. Of course, he did not. This ended in a no contest in the second round. So let's go ahead and talk about this real quick. So the first round, Leon Edwards, he was definitely faster. He was controlling the pace. He was moving forward, which is something we're used to seeing Belal doing, pressing the pace, taking the center of the octagon. That was Leon Edwards. He was a lot longer. He was noticeably longer and taller than him. He was landing more shots, the more devastating shots, but this was not like a 10-8 round. Belal did have some moments where he landed some shots. He had pressed him up against the cage at one point because Leon did stun him with a shot, and Belal was able to press him up against the cage, kind of get his wits about him, and continue on with the round. So again, clear win for that round for Leon Edwards, but this was not a 10-8 type of a round. So on to the second round. I would say this actually happened pretty early on in the second round. He went to go for a kick, and he threw the hand out there, and then to boom with the kick to mask the kick, and in doing so, he threw a whole finger in Bilal Muhammad's eye. I mean, you got to see, there's plenty of video of it. Again, like I said, I'm late to the party. You could see, I mean, he's really in that eye. Apparently, he does have a scratched cornea. I did see a video from Bilal talking about it. He said he is okay. He said he had to have 5 stitches, and it will be some couple weeks out, scratched cornea, but he is not injured further than that. It could have been worse, so he is okay. Immediately there was blood going there. The eye swelled shut. You could tell immediately that the fight was over, quite frankly. Bilal was crying. I think not necessarily from the pain, or even from the pain. I think he was crying because this was his first main event. I believe he's like on a 6-fight winning streak, something like that. And if you've been watching for a while, Belal Muhammad is a name you've heard before. He's been working his way up to this for a very long time, and to finally get this huge opportunity to have it end like this had to be devastating. So actually, I think that's where the crying was from. I don't think I had anything to do with pain, but emotional pain, you know what I mean? And it was heartbreaking to see him just... and at first the doctor comes in, he says, "Can you see?" He says, "I cannot." And he goes, "No, wait." And the doctor's like, "No." And it's like, but again, like I said in my recap of the last pay-per-view, it shouldn't be left up to the fighters whether or not they can continue. I guess I see why they asked, but it shouldn't be left up to them. You should have the doctor come check them out, and have the doctor and the ref make that decision. Take it completely out of their hands, because most of them are going to say yes whether they can or not. Bilal was like, "Oh, wait, no, ain't no, wait, no. You can't." So that's how this happened. It ended up being a no contest. Apparently, it has to go at least 2 rounds for you to even pretend to make a ruling like a disqualification or anything like that. So it has to be a no contest. So that's what that is here. So I just really wanted to talk about what you think should happen after this, and tell you what I think should happen after this. We're getting, of course, a lot of people saying it should be an immediate rematch. You have to have the rematch. Bilal, of course, is saying that you had Leon Edwards himself say, "No, I think I've done enough. I won the fight, and I should get a title shot." Leon. you know, Leon, as I always do, I always press fighters to lean, give us more of their personality, and to lean into certain parts of them where they can connect with other people and somehow help market themselves. And Leon doesn't help himself. He doesn't help himself. And you don't have to be liked. You don't have to talk a bunch of crap. You don't have to be funny. You could play the heel. You could do whatever it is. Just this monotone, I don't want to say sense of entitlement, and I understand because of his record. His record is spectacular. So, but we all know that people have to want to see you fight. So unfortunately, it's more than just that, right? So it's not fair. I always say that it's not fair, but it's just the way it is at this point. So Leon, had you had that fight with Jorge at that moment when y'all had that beef behind stage and there was all that heat between there, and had you had that fight against Jorge and won that, then boom, you're right in there. But this, to say you've earned a title shot off this and we haven't seen you in a while, this is a what have you done for me lately type of a sport. Even Conor McGregor didn't come off of that long layoff and automatically get a title shot. That's what this type of sport is. So not only are you have to go, not going to be above those rules, especially if you're somebody who, quite frankly, a lot of folks can't seem to connect with, whether it be we love you, want to see you, or we don't like you, want to see you lose. It doesn't matter. We don't seem to be connecting with you as a whole. Me as a person who, has been watching for a while, has a little bit more knowledge, I see how awesome of an athlete you are. But even I don't think you earned a title shot off of this, bruh. I'm sorry, especially because the champion's already beat you before. And I understand that was a long time ago and you're a much better fighter, but so is he. And he beat you before. So that's why you had to have a dominating win, a spectacular finish, a something else other than what happened last Saturday. So what do I think should happen? Do I think he should get a automatic title shot? Do I think Belal should have the rematch? No and no. No and no. So I think that Leon Edwards should have to fight someone else. Someone who, quite frankly, he probably should have been fighting to get a title shot in the first place. Gilbert Burns is always down. I don't know if they fought before. Even if he's beat Gilbert before, how long ago? I'd have to break that down. Wonder Boy, of course, is out there. But I actually think Leon has to fight somebody else to get a title shot. I don't think he should get one off of this. And to say, well, why shouldn't he fight Belal Muhammad? This short notice, jumping up like, 9 spots in competition, main event. This was one of those anomaly type, fluke type opportunities that you can't plan for, that you just kind of have to jump on it if you get it. Kind of like with the Nate Diaz, Conor McGregor situation where he took that fight off of like 11 days notice and beat Conor McGregor. So it's one of those chance opportunities that, quite frankly, just you either catch it lightning in the bottle or you don't. And unfortunately, I just feel like Belal, it just didn't work out. And it's not because you didn't catch it. It was completely out of your hands, right? The lightning just didn't even come near your bottle. It just, right? So this is a fight that shouldn't have happened anyway. I feel like I'm doing a lot of... But this is just a fight that shouldn't have happened anyway. So I feel like Leon has to fight someone else. Someone he should be fighting for a title shot anyway. And I feel like Belal should still get rewarded for taking this fight off a short notice. He should not be punished for what happened. It's not his fault. And he should still get a main event or a huge spot, maybe a co-main event underneath the title on a pay-per-view or something like that. So I think he should get, 6, 7, 8. Maybe even 5, 6, 7, 8. But whoever's ranked there, let me know who there, but I think that's what he should get. Him being ranked number 12, getting 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8 is actually a huge fight for him. Could be a main event on a fight night, or like I said, a co-main event, big spot on a big pay-per-view. But either way, he should still get a reward for stepping in there off a short notice. But quite frankly, I'm not interested in seeing him fight Leon Edwards again. Not at this point. I'm not. But Leon shouldn't get an automatic title shot. Now, let me know what you think of that entire situation. What should happen with both men and why? If you think there should be an automatic rematch, why, and what happens if who wins what? Not so. If you think Leon should get the title shot, let me know how you feel about that entire thing. Leon's attitude afterwards, Belal's attitude afterwards. The whole, Eric Anders also was winning the fight against, I believe, Stewart. I believe it was in the first round. He was kind of knocked him silly and then had another illegal blow, a knee knee to the face, while Stewart's knee was on the ground and got disqualified. So, and it was unintentional. So there was no contest because it was unintentional. So let me know what you thought about that as well. So 2 major fouls on the very next event after that Sterling situation. It's pretty incredible. Now, let's go ahead and talk about my prediction on the main event of this up and coming UFC. I believe it's Fight Night 22 happening this Saturday from Vegas. And we're seeing the number 7 Derek Brunson take on the number 10, I believe it is, Kevin Holland. And so, let's go ahead and get into this. So Kevin Holland's a bit longer in all aspects. He's about 3 inches taller, about 3 to 4 inches longer with the hands, and like an inch or two with the feet. So he's just simply longer all the way around. He, of course, has it's a second-degree black belt in Kung Fu. But whenever I see Kung Fu, I have to like do more research to really see what that means, because Kung Fu tends to be a combination of multiple arts. So we'll see what that means and who the teacher is and all of that a little bit later, right? Also, he is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Quite long, has developed quite a nice stand-up game. He has quick hands. He's a dynamic striker, and just quite the personality. He talks in the ring, so has that mental warfare outside. He is tearing up on his toys, my dog over here. I'm just like, he's eating through so many toys. Anyway, so he even practices some of that mental warfare within the fight, talking trash, trying to get you out of fight, out of character, piss you off, that sort of thing. We have so how should he take this on? Derek Brunson, of course, with that wrestling base and some superpower in both those hands. I think both of them possess one-punch knockout power, both of them. But I would say Derek Brunson might be a bit more powerful with the hands. Maybe. That remains to be seen, because we know that speed and placement also equals power. And I think that Kevin Holland's going to be faster. So I can't quite say that Derek Brunson is more powerful, but he might be, if I had to like bet on it right now. As far as the kicks, again, that goes both ways. I think Kevin might actually have a bit more kicks, although I know that Derek's been working on it. There is an age difference here. Derek is 37 years old. I didn't actually realize that he was there yet. Kevin Holland is 28, and that does matter. Kevin Holland's the beginning of his prime here, and this is a weight class where you don't mature as late as like the heavyweights. So we could see something happen there, especially if this does go into the championship rounds. Derek Brunson has gas in the past. Kevin Holland, I don't even know if he's even been 5 rounds yet, so we would be seeing that for a new time as well. So cardio issues might be there for both of them. Very interested to see if that happens as well. If it goes to the ground, again, Derek Brunson has a wrestling base. I think he might be physically stronger than Kevin Holland, just two different types of grappling arts, even though Kevin Holland has the black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. But I still think Brunson might be physically stronger. But we'll see. Will he have the better feeling for the leverage and all of that sort of thing, mechanics, all of that sort of things? Body movement, will he be faster on the ground? And will the threat of Kevin Holland's submissions throw him off of his wrestling game? Because I definitely think Kevin has more of an offensive submission game, an attacking submission game. So that remains to be seen what happens when they go on the ground as well. Derek's smart on the ground. I don't think he'll be caught in anything silly. But will it be enough for Kevin to say, use a submission to get up, to reverse a position, to get him hesitant? Things of that nature. Derek Brunson probably want to hold him against the cage, wait on him, beat his body down, work a lot to the body, tear apart that lead leg. You're really going to want to take some steam out of Kevin Holland early if you can. Don't get emotional. Don't let him get into your head. And he's the type to do that. And Devin, you sometimes, Derek, sometimes you do get emotional. Don't do that here. Keep a calm head. Fight the long game. Don't try to take his head off in the first round. Play the long game. Try to tear him out. Try to take him into deep waters where you've been before and he has not. Use that experience, those O'Reilly trips. Step on the foot. Wrench the arm. Show us that you're not a gatekeeper. Show us why you have stayed in this top 10 for as long as you have. And if you do have another title reign in you, you have been known to kill the young up-and-comers' little streaks and stop their trajectories before. So will you do it again? Kevin Holland, fight him in space. I think not only do you have the reach advantage, but I just think you're more... See? He doesn't just chew on the toy. He purposely rips them apart and then starts eating them. Now, Kevin Holland, you have the length. Try to, I don't know, you do fight long, you actually do. So fight long, tear apart his lead leg. I think you're more dynamic in space, and I actually think you're going to be faster. I'm not sure about hand speed, but body movement, I still think you're going to, I think you're going to have faster hand speed as well. So in space, cumulative damage. You have one punch knockout power as well, but let's tear apart that lead leg. Let's slow him down. Let's work to the body. Let's take some steam out of him. Let's be smart. Don't get overzealous. This is a big fight for you. Fight smart. All right, who's going to win this fight? I think it's going to be competitive. It could end in the first round. It could go all 5 rounds. I think we could see anything here. Submission, TKO, KO, standing on the ground. I actually think we could see anything here. We might have some funny moments with the trash talking inside the ring. I think we're definitely going to see that here. So y'all know Kevin Holland's already one of mine to watch. And he's such a character. And a character, an oddball, a total oddball, kind of a black nerdy type of weirdo. And I hate to use those words, but those are words that were used to describe me as well as a little black girl growing up in Utah. I was kind of an oddball, especially when I first came to California, and they were like, what kind of black girl are you? So Kevin Holland seems like a man after my own heart, and I just vibe with his type of potential star power because he's just kind of out there. He's a little scary, quite frankly. So I like him. One to watch, great potential star power, and it seems like he might have the athletics to back it up as well. So I'm picking Kevin Holland. So yeah, that's it for today. Let me know how you feel, of course, about last week's event. Let me know what you think should happen, of course, with Leon Edwards, Belal Muhammad, and your predictions for this up and coming event. And again, if you haven't liked or subscribed by now, if you've stayed this long, like and subscribe and share and all of that. Follow me everywhere. And like I did last week with my prediction video where I told you in advance that I was going to make additional picks, not my last week, but my last pay-per-view video, where I told you I was going to make additional picks right before the fight, either the day before or the day of. I will be doing the same thing as well on here. I'm not only going to make one pick on this entire fight night because it actually looks like we're going to have a good card. So please follow me everywhere, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and everything. That way you can get all of my picks because I will be making additional picks for this up and coming event. So subscribe, like, talk to me, take care. Goodbye.